All right, so we are going to do a little bit of an exercise amongst the four of us tonight because Jeff is going to participate as well.
All right.
And what we're going to do is Bill's got some cards for us to use, and we're going to fill this out. Jeff's going to give us a question. It's going to have a blank area, and what we're talking about is we're going to try to bring you guys some industry truths tonight. Okay. So what's going to happen is we're going to get a question that we have to fill out, and then we're going to write the answers down, and we're going to share it with each other and chat about why we put the answer we put in. Sound fair enough? Yep. Jeff, you ready to go? All right, cool. Let's do it. So let's pop up the first one. I don't know. You want to put it on the rear screen? All right, let's do it. Okay, guys. So the industry truth that people don't say out loud, but we get to say it out loud. That's the beauty of it.
All right.
Hey, now. All right, so we're going to work on the business side of things first. And the first statement is the cannabis industry is way more blank than people think.
This is like Mad Libs.
All right, so, I got music for this. Okay, everybody got their answers locked in?
Got it.
Okay, Bill, what did you say?
I said the cannabis industry is way more organized than people think.
Okay, why did you say that?
I think a lot of people think, stoners are running the shops and stoners are running the businesses.
Fair enough. And you think that they...
But I think business people are doing it. And business people are fighting the battles, and business people are getting the loans, and business people are putting themselves out there to deliver product.
It's true, and they're paying the exorbitant fees to get in this business. What you got, big guy?
So I say that the cannabis industry is way more difficult than people think.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true too. Yeah. It's not an easy business to be in.
Business.
When you have to deal with cash, you can't advertise, you can't take expenses, all types of reasons.
It sounds sexy and fun and all of that, but it's a lot of business to do.
Right on. And so what I put is the cannabis industry is way more resilient than people think. Because I think that, when we're talking about something it's a difficult business, it's not easy, right? There are business people doing it, but it's here to stay. Yeah. And so with all of the pressure coming from every single angle and the fact that it's not easy, they're pretty resilient. Mm-hmm. So that's what I put in there.
All right.
Jeff?
Okay, I got the cannabis industry is way more corporate than people think. You have a lot of TV shows.
Your talkback's on.
You have a lot of TV shows where it shows, hippies and stoners and, like Bill said, like unorganized people running the show. But it's all corporate. It's multi-million-dollar corporations with lawyers and, they hired, clean-cut looking people to run their show. It's just not what people think. It's all corporate.
Right on. It definitely is way more.
Still a business.
And not only that, but you can even go as far as saying that even in the last 5 years, it's become far more corporate than it was just 5 years ago.
Yeah, being a stoner is not an advantage of being a business owner. That's two separate things.
Yeah.
It is. That is true. It is not. There's nothing automatic in this business, man.
We'll put you at the register.
I think a lot of people think that shit's automatic in this business. You're selling weed, you're making money. It's just not the case, man.
Well, remember we had the story about Ice-T's partner going out of business in North Jersey.
Right on.
Right?
Right on.
Yeah, I got a comment over here from Panchito Tokes.
Okay.
About our last segment.
What did Panchito
said,
say?
"Who is that clown?" And then he said he's scromiting.
Oh, you know what, brother? I'm with you. This scromiting, man. We can't even get through a show without hearing about scromiting anymore.
I think that's a little short fad that's going to blow over in
I
15 minutes.
Man, I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so the next one we're supposed to solve is most brands are actually just blank. All right, so you know what I'm going to do.
Talking about brands or strains?
It says most brands
Okay.
are actually, you can look there too, actually just And guys, if, at home, if you guys want to play along, put your comments in here.
Yeah, Panchito, why don't you put another comment in? We'll give your answer. Just.
Okay. All right, so I'll go first. I put most brands are actually just marketing and packaging. That's what I put. How about you, Todd Father?
Yeah, that's what I think. It's pretty much it's just a selling point.
What'd you write
Or it's
down,
marketing.
man?
Yeah, it's just marketing.
You wrote marketing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I almost wrote marketing, but then I thought back to the first question. I thought struggling. I think a lot of brands are struggling.
It's true. What do you say, Jeff?
I actually was saying marketing also. That was my first thought.
So,
You know
if
what I mean? It's just like cereal brands. You know, they're all most stuff's made by the same people. It's all the same seeds, the same
Right.
techniques. Like
Corn
nobody's
flakes,
doing
frosted
anything
flakes.
special.
I'm working
Yeah,
on
it's over packaging.
Yeah. So we're going to do an episode on cannabis packaging. I'm working on getting the right people to talk to us about it.
Okay.
I think the whole notion of cannabis packaging and over packaging is kind of a fascinating topic.
Over packaging.
It's really, in many cases, we're talking about an industry that is going crazy with packaging.
Way
So
too
what would
much
be an
packaging.
example of over packaging?
That means that you got like two things to open before you get to the third thing to open to get to your thing that you're trying.
Pre-roll inside of a tube, inside of a
6
package.
ounces of
inside
packaging to have 1 ounce of
Right.
product.
And listen, the shit ain't very green. If we're kind of focusing on being green, right? Green industry. Shit, man, we're gonna have to cut back on some of the packaging, man.
Do you think? What do you
So it's
think?
not conservation for sure.
It is not.
But speaking of packaging, what do you think of the colorful packaging?
Well,
that's
I mean-
the packaging that seems to get the industry in trouble. Kids think it's candy.
Yeah, but like
But
that's
that's different from when you're talking about medical and dispensary.
That's what I was
type
saying.
thing.
I think that's more
different.
applicable when we talk about the hemp and the gas station products and all that stuff. All right, cool. Next question. The next statement. There's way less money in this than people think, or way more. So this is a choice. Do we think that there's way less money in this than people think, or way more money than people think? I need a lock-in sound, but I don't have one, so I'll use
Works.
that. Yeah. All right. So, Bill, you want to go first this time?
I'm kind of split on this, and I hate being split on things, but there's less money in it for the guy who owns the dispensary, but the big guys at the very top always make money.
But do
Does that make
people?
sense?
But do people think that there's way less money in this, or do they think that
I think
there's?
your average person think there's way more money in it.
That's what I think.
You open a dispensary, you're going to be rich.
Right. That's what I think. If I read this question right. What do you think, Jeff?
I think there's way more money in the industry than people think, and there's way less profits for
There
the
you
people
go.
Yep.
doing it
Yep.
than people think.
Yep. You on the same page?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're on the
Panchito
same
agrees.
page.
He says probably less.
Who?
Panchito. He's
Oh, cool,
giving
cool.
us our comments here.
Shout out Panchito. You the man. Thanks,
Panchito
brother.
totes.
I pushed the wrong button. All right, so a lot of companies are surviving off blank. So a lot of these are cannabis companies, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of cannabis companies are surviving off of blank.
I can answer this one. This is easy, so I'll go first. A lot of cannabis companies are surviving off of my fucking paycheck.
Hang on, Jeff.
Panchito, lock in your answer.
All right. All right. Go ahead, Jeff.
My paycheck.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
All right. Fair enough. So there's a lot of companies surviving off of Jeff's paycheck. How about you, Bill?
Reputation.
So they are
Surviving
surviving
off
off of their reputation.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why'd you say that?
Couldn't think of a better answer.
Okay.
No, it goes back to the whole marketing idea.
Okay. Father?
I'm going to say sales as far as discounts.
Discounted
Right now,
sales.
it's very
Discount
competitive right now, and the
That's
prices are so competitive
Yeah,
and
you're
so
right.
low. I think that's what they have to do.
They're surviving off of
engage in.
discounted pricing.
Yep.
And I said that they're surviving off of sheer determination. Because in some cases, it's really,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Can't
Right?
be overlooked.
right? Interesting, guys. Interesting way of all of us, how we see things. All right, so now we're going to move over. That's the business side. Let's move over to the product side. All right, let's let that roll.
Where we spend most of our time.
THC percentage is the biggest blank in the industry. Oh, here we go. We need this. This makes it. All right, so the percentage, THC percentage, is the biggest blank in the industry. Okay. All right, we locked in?
Locked in.
All right. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think THC percentage is the biggest driver in the industry. It's what everyone looks at.
It's true.
They look at the package, what
But
percentage?
we're trending away from that a little bit at this point.
I'd like to,
because
yeah.
we're starting to see companies focus more on the effects and
Right.
and what you get from it. But that's a very good point, and that is very true.
Yeah, I'm kind of saying what he's saying. I'm saying it's THC is the biggest selling point in
There you
the
go.
industry because even though there are trends, different trends coming, a lot of people still look at the number.
Okay, fair enough. So you guys are on the same wavelength. How about you,
And-
Jeff? Oh,
and
go ahead.
I'm sorry, necessarily doesn't have to be that it's a higher percentage because depending on what you're looking for a lower percentage as well.
true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just
But it's the first thing you look
itself.
at on the package.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Jeff?
I think THC is the biggest problem in the cannabis industry.
I think Jeff and I kind of went along the same line. I wrote that THC is the biggest lie in the industry because it just doesn't. It's not. It's not the end all be all.
Right.
Well, I'll disagree. So, I was going to say I was kind of split between. I was going to say misconception, but I also don't think it is a misconception. It's just something that you can't go 100% with.
Right.
But it is indicative.
But it is.
It is a factor.
It is a factor.
So it's not
It's not a lie.
It's not a lie.
Yeah. All right. So I'll give myself a.
Yeah. We'll scratch your answer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fucking guys.
Tough room, man.
Yeah. Right.
Philly Phil.
I didn't know you could get this wrong and shit.
What was the last question again? How did it read? Because Panchito chimed in here. He says deceiving.
Ah.
Okay, I get that.
Deceiving in the
So-
industry? Is that what you're referring to?
Deception.
Deception?
Deception, yeah. All right, cool. That's fair enough. All right, so the product side, most people can't actually tell the difference between most people can't actually tell the difference between I feel like I'm giving the stereotypical answer on this one. Everybody locked in?
Locked in.
All right, go ahead, Jeff. You're first.
most people can't actually tell the difference between their ass and a hole in their
Okay, this is about the product, Jeff.
It's a really tough room
that
tonight.
was just a general.
Oh, so this is like Hollywood Squares where you give your fucking fake answer first and then you give your real answer?
Most people can't tell the difference between indica and sativa.
Oh,
That's what I wrote.
really?
That's what I wrote too.
I wrote hemp and marijuana.
It's fair enough. He didn't say
Okay.
where. He didn't say
Okay.
where.
Yeah.
He has,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What did our boy put on there? Pancho.
Panchito said well, I think this is in reference to the last question.
Okay.
He says, I agree it isn't a lie. It just shouldn't be looked at as it is.
Amen.
Maybe.
Amen. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. We're sticking with products. A lot of what's on shelves is actually okay, a lot of what's on the shelves is actually all right. How do you guys like our Jeopardy music without getting a copyright music strike?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Okay. All right. So I will go first on this one. And I wrote, a lot of what's on shelves is actually mid-tier shit. That's what I put. What do you think, Jeff?
I think a lot of what's on shelves is actually old stock.
Mm,
Old.
I mean,
it's
I
fair
like-
enough.
yeah, it takes too long to get to that point. You're better off going right with your buddy that grows it.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
Well, I'm along with Jeff because I said to have date issues, and that's not a blanket statement. But a lot of times too, when you have the sales or the great sale or a lot of things are 30%, but those ones that are 40 and 50%, they're normally date issues. Going to be a little bit drier. You know, normally things come out right. They have a year expiration date, and these are the ones probably in the last few months or the last, few months for that.
Well, beyond that, just most states with the regulations, it takes so long to get from the product being made to getting it in the hands of the people because there's all these steps.
Did we all go?
No, I didn't give mine. But I pretty much went along with what everyone else said. I said it's not top grade.
Okay. So I think the consensus is that what's on the shelves could be better. Because we've seen better.
You know what?
We know there's better.
Yeah, there's a lot. We could do a show on that. There's a lot of different factors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
You
some
know, it's
ideas
like-
going on this.
When you go into the liquor store, you could buy the wine that's right there on the shelf, or you can buy a top grade wine, which is going to be a lot more expensive, or you could even go to a specialty store and pay a lot of money for a bottle of wine.
And we might be heading in that direction before.
think that'd be cool if we
Before
did.
it's all done, I think it would be too. All right, so now we're on the dispensary side. This statement says bud tenders don't actually blank. Okay. All right. This was a little harder.
Yeah.
Hope I.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
So I thought this was a tough question, but I'll say bud tenders don't actually touch the actual product.
Some do, some don't.
Yeah, interesting.
Don't actually touch. Yeah, some do, some don't.
I mean, and
You
if
I mean,
they don't-
some dispensaries it comes in completely packaged.
It's
It doesn't
packaged.
get opened.
But the ones that have containers that they're going to
They're
have
not-
gloves or tongs. So I'm actually talking about physically
Okay.
touching it
Okay.
without a barrier.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Bill?
I kind of went out on a ledge here. I may be talking up my ass, but I said, don't actually know as much as they appear to know.
Okay.
Now, that said, there are some out there that
There
seem
again, yeah. This is
extraordinarily-
there are some great bud tenders
Right.
that really have taken their game.
Right.
And I've come across, like, I'm giving a statement that's along the same line, and this doesn't apply to everybody because I've met some great bud tenders. But I think if you're going to say in general, I don't think that they don't actually understand the real medical side of the patient's need. Like
Okay.
when we're talking about when a doctor would interact and want something very specific, I don't think we're at the point with bud tenders where bud tenders can communicate with doctors and then it gets us where we.
I think that's where they had that separation because at these dispensaries, they have that at your disposal where you can have a meeting with the doctor or someone
Their
someone who's
doctor?
medically, someone who has expertise to talk to you in that manner.
Okay.
So I think bud tenders maybe are limited in what they supposed to tell.
So do you think it's unfair that I said that they don't actually understand the nuances of?
Well, I don't want to say it's unfair because that's your opinion, but I think more in general, I think more better of their opinions.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think they've been pretty good.
Shout out. I love you guys, but I'm just thinking that there's a medical side to this that I don't think we're completely dialed into.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I wonder if there's an opportunity there for someone to make some sort of a certification bureau for bud tenders.
Yeah, I guess there's a possibility.
And
There's-
see,
certified.
one more step. I don't know if they want to even go there. And again,
They probably have trade schools right now
I
for
think
this.
that's not even where they go. They're separated. They have when you have a dispensary, you have to have certain people on your staff, and bud tenders are not there for that purpose. They're just there for you for that count over the counter.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say the same thing you guys did. My joke part was going to be that bud tenders don't actually tend bud. I mean, for the most part, the guys out front are just clerks. They're just counter guys.
True.
Like, if they actually grow on premise, it's not the bud tenders touching it or growing it. Like,
Right.
those dudes aren't doing it. There's an actual grower in the back who knows his shit. And my real answer is the bud tenders, for the most part, really don't know anything about weed. You know what I mean? Like, they might know what they like. They might know what people will say, oh, this sells good or that sells good. But from the medical standpoint and the chemical standpoint, like, they don't really know anything about it.
I always ask them, like, what do you like this? Do you like that? And a lot of times I get answers, no, I haven't tried that, I think they should,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
in a
certification
restaurant,
process.
when you get a server job that serves fine wine and you're training, they're training you on the wine.
Right.
Why are we not doing that?
I gotta give you some recommendations because where I go,
Yeah.
they got some good. They have great recommendations. They've tried pretty much everything I'm looking at.
And that's why I'm saying, like,
So
this is not. This
I have
is not.
a good view of the bud tenders.
This
their
isn't
knowledge.
yeah, I agree. This isn't a blanket statement.
Yeah. Because I go in and say, hey, how's this? Oh, that's good. They break it down.
All right, let's go again. This one says the dispensary experience is broken because the dispensary experience is broken because all right.
You guys are writing whole sentences. I'm just writing like one or two words.
Well, I needed to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words.
Yeah, 3. I only needed 3.
You only needed 3?
I only
You're
needed 2.
You're a very intelligent man.
I don't know about that. But
Okay.
I'm just short.
All right. So I'll go first, man. Or you go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
The dispensary experience is broken because no samples. No
Okay.
samples. When you like to go in, the bud tender says, "Hey, this is really nice. It's got a nice aroma.
Yep.
It does this. It does that. Here, try it." I'm not
Okay.
saying smoke a blunt with the guy at the counter, but
It's I mean that's
I'm going to say the lack of visuals. So, like you said, everything's prepackaged and everything. I like to see the bud in its whole. For me, that'd be a big selling point. Might take me away from the percentages as well.
so. What did you write down?
I put the lack of visuals.
Lack of visuals. All right, so I
Now,
wrote,
like you said, can't see the bud.
and I think we're all kind of thinking the same thing because what I wrote is the dispensary experience is broken because the consumer is disconnected from their purchase.
there you go. And Panchito says prices in New Jersey.
Yep.
So, disconnect. Can you elaborate on it?
Yeah, I mean, when you go in and you're buying something that's prepackaged, you're taking somebody's word for it. You may not even get to smell it.
Right.
You're making a disconnected purchase. Maybe you bought that last time and you're buying the same thing again. You know what you're getting, but chances are you're not.
Right.
And so you're disconnected. You're going to make a purchase that you can't return, that you have to take home and try it before you even know if you fucking like it or not.
Right.
That's wild.
Well, it's like buying a bottle of wine too, right?
True.
Go there, never
It's
had
true.
it. You got to try and get it.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like
So-
your answers were all about the symptoms.
What are yours about?
My answer is the source, and that is politicians.
Ha
Oh,
So
I
he
like
looked at
Experience
it.
is broken because
I like
Okay, I like your thinking, Jeffrey.
Yeah, because that's different. We weren't thinking like that. We were thinking.
Jeff is smarter than us.
Yes.
Yeah, so you had 3 words. I had 2.
I don't think so,
Jeff
pal.
had 1.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, one powerful word.
I think that's the indication. It's number of words.
There you go.
Right on. All right, cool. That was a good one. I like that one. Interesting conversations. All right, next one in the dispensaries. Customers think blank, but reality is blank. So
I didn't know there was going to be a test tonight.
it's not a test. It's called a friendly conversation, Bill. Customers think okay. I needed the whole time to write this bad
Yeah.
boy out. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
But I did it.
And you know what? That music does work well.
It does do well.
Yeah.
Yep. And then when it's done, you know you're kind of fucking done.
Wrap it up, fellas.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Todd Father. I
what?
think you are ready on this one.
Well,
No? Okay.
I'm ready.
I mean, I can
I'm
go.
ready.
I can.
Let's,
You want,
let's hear you, Philly.
I'll
Phil.
go first.
Yeah, you have gone first.
All right. Customers think that dispensary is rich, but the reality says otherwise. And I got it a little wrong because there's the word "is"
Yeah.
in there.
Okay,
I got the same answer.
I mean,
What came to my mind?
I got
I'm
the same answer.
Oh, really?
Customers think it's big money for dispensaries, but the reality is not.
It's not. Okay. We're thinking on the same line, Bill and I.
well,
Now, if you've got a similar answer to us, you're pissed off right now because you're like, oh, I'm thinking.
no. Well, my answer, I have an answer, but it actually can go both ways.
Okay.
It could go backwards, but I'm gonna start with customers think money, but reality is quality.
Ooh.
Customers think money, but the reality is quality. That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because they're going in with money decisions, and when at the end of the day, you should be getting the best bud
yeah,
you can.
got that dry bud that didn't hit like you thought it would.
Didn't even
You
weigh.
know what I'm saying?
Didn't even weigh out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. This shit sat so long it didn't weigh out. What do you say,
Yeah.
Jeff?
Customers think dispensaries are awesome, but the reality is that the old school drug dealer experience was just a better overall experience.
Yo, they got 2 blanks up here, not 30 of them.
God damn, Jeff, you are fucking. My
He on
man
fire.
is on the fucking spot.
Like, I'd still just rather go see my boy play some Nintendo with him, you know? Like,
that experience.
Have
Right.
his mom yell down the stairs. Hey, you guys want some Twitches?
want some Hot Pockets?
You know, I'm with you on that, Jeff. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I just feel like the dispensaries are cold, you know, like the whole experience, especially if you don't go to the same one all the time.
It is.
They
It's.
don't know you.
They are
you know,
kind of
it's-
cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's kind of cold.
Again,
Even rude at some point.
I must be going to some different places because I feel very warm at the places I go to.
But you're a cherished, welcome customer. You're not going to places you haven't really been to.
This is
that
true. I'm a
much.
repeat. And,
Do you go to a
and the
medical
people, I think,
dispensary?
again, I think the people are just good. That they do their job well. I think where I go.
All right.
So did my boy Dave.
But he said so.
Don't
does my
say his
boy.
name on the air.
He said my boy.
Change the name for.
But you know, I do understand when a child father walks in the establishment,
My
things
boy
need to
Dave.
be on cue.
My boy Dave. That's funny.
That's too
as
funny.
Fucking funny.
We're on to the culture side.
All right, we got a few culture questions, and then we are going to hit a commercial. So let's roll through these. Cannabis culture today is blank compared to before.
Okay.
Okay. This one was a little easier.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say cannabis culture today is bigger compared to before.
Oh, yeah.
You think it's bigger?
Yeah.
You don't?
I don't know. I don't see the same vigor that I saw before. I wrote that the cannabis culture today is weakened compared to before.
You know,
That's interesting. as
so
fuck.
you know what? So
I think both are
I
true.
think I could delineate between the two. I
Okay.
think they're both true.
Yeah.
I think that the real, killer had, potheads from back in the day,
Right.
more rugged. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? More hardcore.
Yeah.
But there are more people today. There's some softer guys out there with their
exactly.
pens and all that. Stuff is real cute for them now. They got stuff that they can use.
Yeah.
But the real hardcore, but is from back in the day.
Right on.
So the answer I put down was
So more people, but less tough.
What did you
cannabis
put?
culture today is bland compared to before. And I
Okay.
think that's hitting on the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like back
Yeah,
in
yeah.
back in the 80s, I go into some guy's house, he's only got one eye and a vicious dog, and that's
But
where I'm
rem-
buying my weed.
But remember,
But now I talk about it with suburban
but
house moms.
right? But remember, what's coming easy today was a battle back in the
Yeah.
day, and you had to fight for every Z you got.
And it was like a mission, like you going on a big mission to go get your thing.
You don't know what you're getting. You may not even know where you're going.
You gotta wait.
Shit, you don't even know if you're coming home. Sometimes
You don't know what the weight is.
Nope, and don't ask no fucking questions either.
Motherfucker talking about, I'm a finger it, but he got 3 fingers.
And one eye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you say? What do you say, Jeff?
I said commercialized.
Commercialized.
Cannabis culture
yeah.
today.
Is kind of leads into everything you guys were saying.
Yes.
It's the commercialization of it. It's like the culture from before was smaller and it's bigger now, like Todd said.
Right on.
But the culture before was like an actual subculture, whereas now
Ooh.
it's an advertised.
Break it down, Jeff.
You know, that's what I'm noticing.
down. There you go.
Subculture versus culture. I think that's a
Yes.
great way to put it.
That's what
It's
we
definitely
lost.
more fed
That
to you now
mystique.
by advertising executives.
Yeah.
Whereas it was
Yeah, if somebody's
organic.
winning a
It
fucking
was a
prize,
club
if
before.
someone's winning a prize, it's Jeff tonight.
It was like a secret
you know.
club in the past.
Yeah, he's got good answers. All right.
I'm not taking an IQ test with Jeff.
All right. The authentic image in weed is actually, what does this say? The authentic image in weed is actually blank. Fuck.
I'm not even
What
sure
the
what
fuck
you're
does
trying
that
to
mean?
If all four of us do not think this is a good question, we can skip it.
The authentic
The real image of weed is actually
and
what?
weed is
I'm thinking, like, when you think of weed culture, what image
let's-
comes
let's-
to mind?
the authentic image. And weed is actually.
All right. All right, I think I know what I'm putting. Okay. I'm locked in. Jeff?
I'm locked in.
Yeah, my first thought is just that, like, somebody mentioned like what the image of weed is, and I think the seven, the pot leaf, the 7-leaf pot leaf or whatever. I think that's like the image that I think most people.
Oh, okay,
think
okay.
of.
I got you. So I got you.
I
And
wasn't
find
even
it
thinking.
funny.
I wasn't even thinking that way.
Me either. I'm kind of like that, but in a different realm. Man, you're on a different plane, Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff
I was
is
thinking,
thinking
it's funny,
very
though,
different.
because like it's like the worst part of the plant. You know what I mean? Like you rip those off. Like you're not smoking the cover
Okay,
leaf.
so
Yet that's the image that people
that classic image of a
recognize.
weed
as
leaf.
being
Right
pot.
back here.
Okay, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. That's a very good answer.
Yep.
What
But
you
that's
got?
not what you
What
don't
you
smoke
got, Bill?
That's a great answer.
I put down that the authentic image in weed is actually not Spicoli.
Okay, Bill.
Right? I mean, when you look at who's using weed nowadays, it's not, yo, dude.
That's true.
We got to get some gnarlies.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I feel like Pauly Shore set the whole stoner image back like 30 years.
I think it was
back in
Pauly
the
Shore
90s.
and what's that guy's name? Sean Penn.
What do you got?
So I kind of the authentic image in weed is actually plants. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. And I wrote on mine the authentic image in weed is actually a healing medicine. I don't know if I got that. If I'm,
Yeah, this is an oddly worded question.
Yeah, it was
so I
definitely-
feel like you could go anywhere.
but Jeff actually hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah, this one of them high IQ joints only Jeff can get.
Yeah.
Culture side 3.
All right.
People in the industry pretend to be blank, but really they're blank.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. This got to be less than 5 words, Phil.
I'm reading the whole sentence, so I'm able to read it. This is 2 words that are answered.
You wasting ink.
All right.
Wow.
All right. I don't know. Whatever.
You know you can't read that, Phil.
Shut the fuck up. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna go not first. Jeff.
People in the industry
Bill?
pretend to be sober, but really they're high.
Okay. Todd.
That could be true.
It could be.
I'm going to say people in the industry pretend to be cool, but they're really nerds.
I think that's definitely true.
I wrote
Yeah.
people.
And I mean nerds in a good respect. You know, the business acumen. You know, they counting their money.
Yeah.
I wrote
Then
people.
they
In,
go home
doing their
and they
business
play
plan.
Dungeons and Dragons.
all right. So I put in here people in the industry pretend to be big, but they're really not.
Oh. It's a good observation.
Okay, I like that too. It is an industry that is a good feel industry, and you can make you feel on top of the world. Some things, some people can stay grounded, and some people, some
you have
things
to-
take them to certain
And this is an
places.
industry where you have to fake it till you make it too, right?
This is true.
I know
All
a
right.
lot of people are doing it.
Yeah?
Yep. Amen.
Yeah, I don't think this is everybody in the industry, but a lot of people in the industry pretend that they're about helping people, that they're about the medicine, that they're about the culture, and really they're about the money. Because you can be about the culture, you can be about the plant, and you can be about weed by sitting at home and smoking it. You don't get into a big industry and try to make a big business out of it unless you're about the money.
This is true.
That's
I mean,
true.
the things that people don't want to talk about, but Jeff is breaking it down.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. All right. Was that the last one?
Media marketing side.
Oh shit! All right, hurry up. Let's work through
Social
these.
media treats cannabis creators like
Easy.
Second-class citizens.
I'm not even going to. Do I need to play the music?
Nah. Let's just rip through this
All
fast.
right, I'm locked in.
All right.
Yeah, social media treats the cannabis creators like shit.
Yep.
That's easy. I mean, you could put second-class citizens. You could put all kinds of shit in there.
Yeah.
All right, take
Criminals.
it easy. Take it easy.
Treats creators like they're stupid. I mean,
All right, so
Like
what's
they're
your-
criminals.
We got yours. I'm going to say like creators like they're underground.
okay. I think that's a nice way to put it.
I
Jeff,
think in general people treat stoners like they're stupid,
like they're
like
stupid.
they're not intelligent.
Amen. Next.
Biggest problem with cannabis content right now.
Okay. Is
I'm ready for that one.
all right. All right, here we go. You want to go?
Yeah. The biggest problem with cannabis content right now is regulations. Too many regulations.
I put the biggest problem with cannabis content right now is that most of it is shadow banned and not monetized.
I put down it's low-quality content.
Good point, Jeff.
Yeah, low quality and not enough of it.
There you go. I think we're all on the same similar page on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Brands don't understand blank when it comes to marketing.
Okay, this is a quick, easy one for me.
Okay. That was one word for me to get in that one. All right, Jeff, you're first, baby, because then we're going to go to commercial, so we'll
Yeah,
get you
I
first.
think most brands just don't understand their target audience.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? Like, I think again, I think most of them are corporate stoners, and they don't know what us, like, you know, bottom tier, you know, boots on the ground stoners
I
really
meet,
want.
you're right, Jeff. I meet more and more people that are in this industry that don't even fucking partake.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few that myself too, and it's so funny, and it makes me feel ignorant to say, "Oh, that's shocking." Like everyone's supposed to be the same.
Yeah. Well, I don't care if I'm ignorant. I'll say that. I mean,
Yeah.
I do find it shocking that you'd be in a business where
Right.
that's
Well,
not a product that you don't use.
Well, can you get me the person that does smoke weed?
Fucking.
I'll wait if they're on lunch break.
You are fake news.
He likes people that doesn't get caught in war.
Right, right.
Todd Oitzer was packaging.
Yeah, it's just too damn much.
Yeah. They don't understand packaging as it relates to marketing. They think that that's hand in hand.
More packaging is better.
Yeah, and I don't think that. Guys, make sure you watch out for our 420 special. That special is coming out on 420, obviously. We're doing a 10-hour broadcast. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, Bill will be on the news.